All right, people. Happy day of the sun to you. We live from the Adept chamber, aka my office. Some people are gonna like it, some people aren't. That's okay, but I don't got nothing fancy to wear for y'all or nothing to make me look spiritual or nothing like that. Just what it is. Only the necessary. So we got a few questions, and first off, I want to say, the brother Kanji Creates, he had posted something from his other account, and that question got deleted. I'm gonna do my best to touch on that after I finish, because I remember most of the question after I finish answering these other people's questions. So here we go from Breathe Meditation Bar. She has two questions. This is number one. How does your friend or loved one's depression drain your energy? Is it your imagination or not? Okay, first and foremost, people that you're close to, you have an emotional energetic connection with those people. And just like you can feel their love and feel their happiness or feel their grief, you can feel their depression because it's an energetic connection. So when you have that energetic connection with these people, you have to learn to energetically separate yourself, especially when they're going through hard stuff, because it affects you, especially if it's a being, an entity or something that's creating their depression, because they have an energetic link to you. And once they drain their energy, they start sucking everybody else's energy that's connected to them. They're the primary food source that the entity or energy is plugged into. But you're also plugged into these people. That's why on the website it's a free PDF that teach you about protecting your energy, sealing off your aura when you're around people like that. Breathe Meditation Bar's second question was, since everything is energy, what is the strongest source that I can plug into? The strongest source you can plug into, and I know you're not going to want to hear this because I told you before. The strongest source that you can plug into is yourself. As above, so below. That which is found in the heavens is found in a mankind. Not, I know people are petty and cry about gender this and gender that. What's found in people is found in the universe. Everything. There's approximately the same amount of cells in your body as there are stars in the universe. Every man and woman is a star. You're the greatest power source that you have because you are a mini universe. And people are lazy, so they don't want to plug into themselves and access their own power. And that's reality of the situation. Even if you look into the Kemetic teachings and stuff from Coming Forth by Day, or aka the Book of the Dead, commonly, that's what it's commonly known as. It says, there is no part of me that is not of the gods. So why do you need to petition all these beings if everything is a part of you? Tap into yourself, learn your own power. It's hard if you don't want to do the work, But that's your answer. Lazarus 1929. Can you speak on the power of meditation and what meditation helps manifest into your spirit and life? Meditation, everybody thinks that you have to sit down and cross your legs and everything to meditate. Meditation is more so a state of stilling your body and listening to your thoughts. Once you listen to your thoughts and calm your body, you're away from distractions. Messages start to seep from your subconscious to your conscious mind, and messages start to seep down from your higher self and your ancestors and spirit guides into your conscious mind. A lot of people get disappointed when they meditate and they don't get no profound ass shit. Every time you meditate, you're not going to have a profound experience. Sometimes the meditation is just disciplining the mind. Disciplining the mind, helping clear the mind, so when these profound experiences come through, you can be aware of them. And your profound experience might not always come during your waking life. You may meditate every day and just have strong, powerful dreams. And the best thing to do is learn to understand symbolism and not so much someone else's interpretation of what a symbol means, but what a symbol means to you. And that's how you can benefit from meditation and get the guidance and wisdom that you need from your ancestors, your spirit guides, your subconscious, the universe, higher self, whatever you want to call it. Ellis DeMille, I don't know if I pronounced your name right. If not, I apologize. How do you strengthen your intuition on spirits in your household? Well, that's a good question, and it's a complex question. So, I'm gonna try to answer it based on my understanding of what you're asking. If I don't answer it completely and how you sought for it to be answered, please, hit me in the DM and I'll clarify it for you. Gaining intuition on the spirits in your household. If you have invited spirits into your household and know what spirits you have, and know what spirits you have invited, then you should be aware of the things that relate to this spirit. And let me clarify, because spirits are energy. So if, for example, because a lot of people follow Ephi and Santeria, if you have invited Shango into your household, you should know the things that Shango likes. You should, if you're at home and you are watching TV after you position Shango and you keep seeing commercials about bananas or apples or whatever, that should tell you that this spirit is present, and that's just something very basic. You should be aware of the spirits that you're dealing with. If you're invoking entities into your household, you should be aware of the things they like, their numbers, because they usually communicate through symbols like numbers, letters. People are messaging my phone, I apologize. Numbers, letters, objects and natures. Like if you're summoning if you follow the Kabbalistic tradition and you invoking Raphael, and he rules over all stinging bees and stuff like that, illnesses and stuff like that. You should be aware when you see things like this, or things that are akin to the planet Mercury, the number 8, things like that, multiples of the number 8 times 8 is 64, stuff like that. You should be aware. Now that's when you're invoking entities. But if you're not calling spirits into your household and you want to be aware of the spirits and their energies in your house, the first thing I would recommend you do is learn to clear and cleanse your energy, and cleanse and clear your house. And when your house is clear and cleansed, a lot of people use sage for that. And sometimes sage is good and sometimes sage is bad, because sage raises the vibrations of your dwelling, your house. But if it's something strong and malefic in there, and you sage or use holy water, and you raised the vibrations of your house so high that this spirit, this lower dense entity, you kind of fragmented his energy, dispersed this energy all around. But when the sage wears off, that energy is going to condense back, and that spirit's going to try to fuck you up. So you can cleanse and sage your house to raise the vibrations, and then kind of pay attention to what's going on in your house and what's going on in each room. You should take time out your day to meditate in every room in your house and get familiar with the energy of your house itself. And then it'll be more easy for you to tell when something is off in your house, or something's there that doesn't belong there. And then you go from there doing other stuff. But that's my answer for that. Like I said, if I didn't answer your question completely enough, just hit me the DM and I'll try to explain it better for you. Blade Wolf. What are energetic parasites? An energetic parasite can be a person. It can be a spirit. It could be a thought form. Like some people, I call them crisis oriented. All they do, you can tell them 5 reasons why your life is good, and these motherfuckers will find 10 reasons why it's not, or how it could be better. Oh, that's your hair looks nice, but you really need to cut it. You got split ends. These people, they'll feed you a compliment to bring your energy up, and then they'll do something to make your energy negative again. And you know, cloud your energy. I apologize for the swipes. People blowing up my phone without appointments. So humans can be spiritual parasites, energetic parasites. People I call negative Nancy's. They're always negative. They're always trying to start some confusion. Like people that they call trolls on the internet. Those are energetic parasites. They'll come on your page, come on your life. They'll post negative stuff to get a reaction out of you. Because if they get a reaction out of you, they've made an energetic connection to you. And they'll keep on and keep on and keep on until you find yourself riled up and feeling anxiety, and they feed on that. Now, parasitic spirits that are energy parasites, you know, you can get those in clubs. You can get them from having sex with people that have bad stuff attached to them. You can get them when you drinking, because when you drink, your body is the vessel, the vehicle that your spirit travels in. So when you drink, your body becomes so toxic that your spirit has to leave, and people black out and say, I don't even know what happened. I didn't even know I had sex with this guy. I didn't even know I beat the shit out of this guy, because somebody else was driving your vehicle. And once they've made that attachment, even when your soul can come back into your body because it's not so toxic, you know, those beings are still energetically attached to you. And they'll encourage you to do things like drink and be promiscuous and be real lustful and violent and angry, because they know when they get you back in those states, they can take control again because they have an energetic connection. And then there's spirits that I don't call no spirit bad necessarily, because spirits, like animals and human beings, they can only act according to their nature. So if your depression is a food source for a spirit, and if that spirit has to bring stuff into your life to make you more depressed, so it has a constant food source once it's attached to you, that's what it's going to do. If a spirit feeds on lust or feeds on violence and needs to attach to you, and it's attached to you and needs more energy, more of that energy from you, it's going to implant those thoughts and those feelings in you to get you to act out in that way, so it has a better food source. Peaceful purpose. Is the word God or source to actually pray to, or does the word God block us from our divine truth? In my opinion, the word God is too loose, because there are several gods, millions, and you know, when you pray so indirect like that, you invite different beings into your life to play your God for you. So, as I told Breathe Meditation Bar, there's no part of you that is not of the gods. So if you feel you need to pray to gain, you know, clarity, peace of mind, or strengthen your connection to the universe, you know, say, I send these words through my higher self to the most divine and uplifting spirits in me that are going to bring me to my highest state of beings, or something to that nature. Because you're just sending a shout out when you say God. And the way that the people who have pushed the Abrahamic mythos, you know, forced Christianity, forced Islam, forced Judaism onto indigenous people, their concept of God isn't righteous and just. So if your subconscious and your DNA memory tells you that this God is going to forgive people that did your people wrong, and that the only way that you can be free of someone's torment and abuse is by accepting their God, all those things, all those negative vibrations that came with the introduction of the Abrahamic gods to your ancestral lineage. And that goes for Celtic people. That goes for Galaic people, Romans, everybody who was bombarded with these Abrahamic traditions. They were forced on your people through rape, torture, and murder. It just took longer to get to the indigenous people than it did the Europeans. So a lot of the European historical traditions have been lost. There's people that practice Ashru. There's Strega in Italy. They practice, paganism. There's still people, Druids and Celtics, that practice the Galaic spiritual traditions. And, they're trying to revive that memory, but they were the first ones robbed. I apologize. I touched the button on the phone and it went out of the camera. But they were the first ones robbed of their spiritual traditions, and forced. The Abrahamic traditions were forced on by the Constantine and the Roman Empire. So you really have to get back into your ancestral traditions. That's why, ancestral veneration is important, that you acknowledge your ancestors, because they got information for you to link you back to your past traditions. Odd toddler, how do you see signs more clearly? As I said before, meditation is important, very, very important for developing your intuitions, because the signs are there clearly. Your mind is going so fast and so distracted by what we call life that it doesn't recognize the signs, or you're blinded by your emotions and you refuse to acknowledge signs that are given to us. So that's everybody's questions for this week. I'm gonna get this posted on YouTube, try to put the videos together from when I get cut off. And I appreciate you guys for asking questions, and I hope that I gave you guys some good knowledge that'll help you out on your journey. All right, we got from the DM, Ace Littles. How do you change your energy? You change your energy in several ways. You change it by changing your diet, not consuming alcohol, meditating, not going to places where negativity thrives, and not dealing with negative people. That's the most simplest way to change your energy. And a kanji creates asks, what do Christians do that are actually from African spiritual traditions? Well, it's a lot of things that they do. Like when somebody dies, whether they get killed or hit by a car, they go make a shrine where those people died at, and light candles and leave their favorite foods and their favorite toys. That's a form of ancestral veneration, and it's not good to do that where people get killed or have accidents at, because it traps their soul here, and especially in a loop at that place. So they keep experiencing that thing over and over and over again. And that's why, like, you can go to places and see, like at night at a certain time, a ghost will walk across the street. That's because people put a shrine there, and that spirit is stuck in a loop at that place. Keeps reliving that because they fixed the place there for its energy to be there, so to speak. Another thing that they do is, people pour out liquor for their dead homies. That goes beyond voodoo to even ancient Kemet, Egypt, where you pour libations out for the spirits and the spirits of the dead and the ancestors. You make an offering of cool water or beer or liquor. Another thing a lot of Christians do that comes from ancient traditions is Easter. And they got the bunny rabbit. They got the eggs. All these are from the festivals of Ishtar and their fertility rites. And it's basically worship and celebration to make sure that the seeds and the plants that come up every year come up and do well and make enough food for the people. We know that Christmas is tied to the winter solstice, another ancient solar ritual time. Specifically in Latin America, the Day of the Dead, which is big for Catholics in November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You know, in Voodoo, they celebrate the Gede and Beron at that time. The Mexicans got the Day of the Dead. Mexico, Central America, many parts of Latin America, that's a big time for ancestral worship and stuff then too. I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to make this video long and drawn out, and I got to kind of get used to talking on this camera thing and stuff, because I don't like how the videos are coming out. But I really don't like talking to people or doing this, but people are asking me to do it to help them learn and answer their questions. So when I got free time to do it, I do it.